Hello, and welcome to Danny Dyer's Football Foul-Ups, a definitive collection of some of the very best bits of footy, including stuff like this, this, and quite a bit of this. Sitting on the terraces week in, week out, sometimes there are moments of pure magic that make you want to drop to your knees and thank the Lord for giving us the beautiful game. And sometimes there are moments that make you drop to your knees and ask the Lord why you couldn't have been a cricket fan instead. No, all right. Things never get that bad. But they do get bad. And when that happens, do we politely explain to the players where they're going wrong? Or do we stand up and swear like a trooper? Have a guess which one I'll do. Seriously, how difficult can it be, right? You kick the ball and it goes into the back of the net. That's why you've got the big fat paycheck, the mock Tudor mansion, the garage with 3 dozen flashy motors, a ridiculous-looking designer Barnet, and the trophy wife with the fake tan and the big personality. But there are plenty of players who won't be bringing out their own brand of aftershave just yet. Nigel Quasi, relegated 4 times with 4 clubs. Bosco Balaban. Villa paid $6 million for the Croatian. He never scored a single goal. And Ali Dia, who signed for Southampton, even though he'd made up who he'd formerly played for and the fact that he'd won 12 caps for Senegal. Look, listen, if you get a job as a mechanic, you don't really know how to fix cars, then half a dozen other mechanics might take the mick and you'll be out on your ear. But claim to be a decent footballer and you will be judged by millions of people with very long memories. I don't even need to ask you if you remember these balls up, because if they're from your team, then of course you do.
The ball gets floated into the area. The shot is deflected off a defender's arse and then gets kicked by an even bigger arse.
He's out of position and here come Oxford.
If you're going to mess it up, at least get it to the feet of a teammate who also messes it up.
How they missed that. The pair of them seem to have their legs tied together. Reyes. Jose Reyes
Yes.
now. Great run by Reyes. This could be a sensational goal.
No.
It's a sensational miss. He is very much a left-footed player, so when he kept back onto his right here, he had a lot of work to do. Oh, Lambourne! Oh, dear me.
Yeah, after a miss like that, Lambourne, you may well pray. Pray that you still have a job when the final whistle blows.
The act of dribbling the ball around the goalkeeper just defeated him.
Have you noticed that they always have adverts for burger restaurants behind the goal? That's to remind the players where they'll end up working if they do things like this. Here's a great one, Newcastle v Coventry. A great cross, the crowd are on their feet. They're leaving.
Ljungberg.
Nowadays, Freddie Ljungberg models pants.
The Arsenal fans who travel up from London cheering their every pass.
A few years ago, that was how he played.
Played in by Bergkamp. He's got Ljungberg up with him. Here's Ljungberg. I tell you what, that takes some believing. It might not matter. He hopes it won't.
Years ago, Preston were known as the Invincibles. Here we see why they aren't anymore. Thanks to Callum Davidson, they're more like the Incapables. Here's Peterborough's Craig McTell-Smith trying and failing to benefit from a poor clearance by the Stainstown goalkeeper.
Alloway, oh, he's given it away. And a chance for McHale-Smith. Oh, it's just wide. Craig McHale-Smith has scored 3 already. And that was odds on to be his 4th and Peterborough's 5th.
Not since Peter Andre met Katie Price has someone been offered such a career-boosting chest only to mess it all up.
Yeah, it is funny seeing them miss. Unless I've paid £38 for a ticket and it's one of my lads messing it up, then it ain't funny at all. Right? You just got to know when it's appropriate to laugh. Funerals, court cases, old men falling over. They're all fine to laugh at. Your team messing things up, not appropriate at all. Actually, you know what, I'm only messing about. I don't laugh at old men falling over. It's when the old dears trip up. That's when I really go.
Here's a great opportunity for Robbie Keane to really mess things up. The goalkeeper's dive is optimistic, to say the least. If he wanted to save that, he'd need to catch a bus. Portsmouth's John Utaka deciding to leave the ball where it is and put himself in the back of the net. Next time, maybe he'll take the ball with him. And there really is no excuse for Wolves' Jay Boothroyd for missing a shot like this. OK, if your feet aren't doing what they're supposed to, let's try the head. Shoulders. Knees. And toes.
Still Kanu. Surely, no!
Yeah, you get the idea.
What an opportunity there.
He's unmarked, he's in the box and he kicks it straight at the corner flag. There's a miss, then there's a bad miss. And then there's Claudio Pizarro, who's just taken the Pizarro. It's the World Cup 2010 qualifier, Ecuador v Argentina. Two major problems. Lionel Messi lives up to his name and turns a great ball Messi. And then one of the subs loses a contact lens. It's probably a good thing that they didn't notice the lousy shot. Ryan Giggs has been described by his teammates as a genius and a magician. After this shot at goal, it changed to a pillock and a pillock.
The man who has scored one of the greatest goals of all time has missed an absolute sitter. That is unbelievable. Keown's mistake, Seaman was nowhere, but goal was just gaping ahead of him. And somehow, and only he will know how, Ryan Giggs has put it over the top.
Remember, there's no I in team, but there's a you in you are an idiot.
If you're a die-hard fan of a club, then you'll know that sitting in a freezing cold stadium with the rain soaking you to your skin, whilst your team you prayed would put in a decent performance, half-heartedly they boot a ball backwards and forwards. I mean, there ain't much opportunity for having a laugh. Flicking through a programme and spotting a decent footballer's name always adds a bit of comedy to a dull game. Rod Fanny and Brian Penis, they make a great team. Seager Bastard, appropriately, went on to become a ref. And take Paul Dickoff, for example. His terrace chant, it just writes itself. They don't have to be rude to be funny. Johnny Moustache, Bongo Christ, Wolfgang Wolf, and Danger Fourpence. Sounds like the lads I used to hang about with in school. And as for Notts County's left winger, Harry Daft, I mean, well, come on, I mean, that name is just, it's just daft. Occasionally, though, you get a comedian on the pitch, and providing he's playing for the opposition, it will definitely put a smile on your face.
Paul Gascoigne hears that aftershave contains alcohol and goes in for a taste. Nice. After a difficult challenge, Gascoigne lightens the mood with his Gene Simmons impression. You should see his Frank Spencer, hilarious. Sunderland score an equaliser in the FA Cup. The crowd go wild. Well, most of them. Still, with a punch like that, he could go on to be a professional footballer. Oi, how do you annoy Lady Gaga? Poker face, get it? Poker face. Do you want the ball then? I'll take it, but I can't see anything because some fool poked me in the face. When your boys on the pitch fail to deliver, you can at least rely on the local pizza guy. When this woman asked for a hot Italian, she was hoping for Christian Vieri.
Now for the last few weeks, you'll learn the character.
Moments like that are guaranteed to get you a well-deserved new chant written about you. Now, I know some great ones for this lot too, but I ain't going to sing them now. Me nan's watching.
Here's how to liven up a dull game. Create an attractive water feature on the pitch. It's not exactly the Bellagio in Las Vegas, but it's a nice touch.
That's a bit of a malfunction. I should think the groundsman has an extremely red face at the moment.
Julio Augustine there, posing for David Beckham's new tattoo. You know what it's like. You have to work on your birthday. Your colleagues decide to throw you a bit of a party. You have a quick glass of red at lunchtime, and you end up saving a balloon.
City goal, and this time Sheffield United have got in front, and it's gifted to Luton Shelton. Take the ball out here, really. Spot the ball competition in the area. May have confused more than Michael Ball.
The only other time a guy's tackle has shocked me this much was on this DVD I bought in Amsterdam. It's probably a conversation for another time, really. I seem to remember a scene very similar to this one, though. A quick sniff of his fingers, and finally this ref remembers what he did last night. 2 thumbs up. Must have been good. This goal was scored in the right place, but at the wrong time. When one of the players goes down, in an act of sportsmanship, the ball was given back to the goalkeeper. Fortunately, or unfortunately, he manages to lob the keeper and score. Play seems to stop while everyone discusses what happened.
For a keeper to remain in top form, he's got to look after himself. There's no boozy nights up west for him. They need to be fresh, focused, and injury-free. But occasionally, bad things happen. The old Man United keeper, Alex Stepney, he once dislocated his jaw while shouting at his defenders. Former Liverpool reserve keeper, Michael Stensgaard, managed to dislocate his shoulder while putting up an ironing board. And Chris Woods cut his finger open after trying to cut the string on his tracksuit bottoms with a penknife. I mean, it sounds stupid. Right, what about Celtics keeper Mark Statham? He missed the game in 1999 after getting his head trapped in a car door. And Spain's Santiago Canizares was ruled out of the 2002 World Cup after dropping a bottle of aftershave on his foot. I mean, injured from an aftershave. Must have been a brute. Really, though, there are only 2 misses that can put me in a bad mood all weekend. One of them involves something I've sworn to stand by with love and commitment, no matter what. And the other gets the ump when I've been on a 3-day bender.
Look at this rain. Shame it's not raining men, because one of them could go in goal and replace Paddy Kenny after this disastrous clearance. Defoe to take a free kick. It's a good shot, but straight into the safe hands of Colin Doyle. Did I say safe? I mean useless.
It's a nightmare for the 19-year-old who, up till that point, had done ever so well. Doyle moves slightly to his right as the free kick was taken, and then just let it go through his hands. It's the nightmare that Colin Doyle had as he went to sleep last night.
Take a look at this. Middlesbrough v Nuneaton Borough, a textbook save. Shame the textbook is goalkeeping for dummies. Come on, son, a goal like that doesn't deserve that much celebrating. It would have been more of a challenge to miss it. Here's a tip courtesy of England B team goalie Robert Green. If you do something like this, go down and stay down for as long as possible.
He stayed on the floor, he's injured. Well, that's extraordinary. Robert Green, in trying to take that goal kick, has injured himself. The ball has gone straight to the Belarus player. Well, that is going to stand as a goal.
Here's the medic now, leaning over and calling him a pillock. He's okay, he's just dented his pride, bruised his ego and hurt his future as an England goalkeeper. A free kick from 25 yards. It looks tricky. There's the dummy, and there's the even bigger dummy. It's not a good day for Chris Wright. After that fumble, he tops it with his nutmeg. Keep your legs together and you won't get into trouble. That's what my mum always told me. Here's a Swiss keeper messing up a clearance, but don't worry, it's only a friendly. Doubt the atmosphere in the dressing room was, though. And the award for the most feeble save goes to this fella, Rowan Fernandez.
Would you believe the goalkeeper, Fernandez, the horrible mistake from him.
Oh, no, wait. Maybe it should go to Raphael Schaefer.
The all went wrong. Valdez was the man who was given as scoring the goal, 1-0 after 10 minutes, but make your own minds up about this one. Horrible mistake here from goalkeeper Raphael Schaefer.
So to keep things nice and sweet, 3 things need to happen. 1, stop going out on 3-day benders. 2, pray that my team's keeper doesn't make a mess of things. And 3, the goalkeeper has to do what he's paid ridiculous sums of money to do, and save the bloody ball.
When you go and see Accrington Stanley v Wycombe Wanderers, you aren't expecting world-class football, so you shouldn't be disappointed when you see this effort, or lack of. Here's a great tip for all budding goalkeepers. If you really mess things up, curl up in a really tight ball and no one will be able to see you. Where's he gone?
Lillian Dallas.
It's cute when a 5-year-old does a little roly-poly. It's not so cute when a keeper tries one and puts the ball into the back of the net.
Error by Nikolov. It seemed at first as if the ball had taken a deflection, but it had not. It was just an appalling howler by the Frankfurt goalkeeper.
Another great clearance, this time by Mark Ziegler. He doesn't so much give Keeblin an opportunity, he opens the door, he lets him in, and he puts the bloody kettle on too.
On a plate for Stefan Kiesling to score his 8th goal of the season.
There's the face of a man who's thinking, why didn't I go into accountancy like my mum told me to? There's only one thing worse than England messing up, and that's when England mess up when they're playing Germany.
Oh, there's an error. My word. Patrick Helmes capitalising. Real confusion there. John Terry trying to shield the ball there from Helmes. Carson comes out to get it. Helmes was there first, and you can see John Terry's face there. He knew that that was going to be the equaliser.
Come on, boys, not against the Germans. Crewe Alexandra v Millwall. Barron takes a shot and Collis gives him a helping hand by putting it in the back of the net himself. Same thing happens in the Argentina v Bolivia World Cup qualifier. And it happens again during the Southampton v Crystal Palace game. So is it great football or poor goalkeeping? In this instance, it's definitely the latter.
Yes, you can see passion, pain, flair and beauty during a football game, and not just where the wags are sitting. But if you can tear your eyes away from their push-up bras and their little short skirts for just one moment and stop fantasising about joining them in the communal bath, just them and me, you know, then one of them drops his soap and then... Sorry, where was I anyway? Just stop looking at your players' other halves, turn your attention back to the game, and you'll notice that great things might be happening. The fact is, it's what happens on the pitch that really counts. That's what's going to have you chatting for hours in the pub afterwards. That's because it really doesn't mean anything unless those 11 men that you put all your faith into manage to knock the ball into the back of the other team's net. Here are some players that managed to do just that, with that little bit of added flair that, sadly, you don't see enough of it these days.
Yes, this is a great goal by Ryan Giggs, picking it up in his own half and taking it all the way. But why doesn't this ever happen during women's football? Let's take a look at a couple of the boys who have put the boot into the bootiful game, starting with this from Steven Gerrard.
Gerrard! goodness me! What a strike from Steven Gerrard. I told you, don't write them off. Oh, what a strike. I mean, 5 minutes before he was hobbling, he was struggling with cramp, and it just dropped to him, and he's obviously made his mind up. Right, this is going in the net or it's going in the stand. I'm just giving it everything I've got.
And Jermaine Defoe proving his worth with this great lob into the top corner.
It's Defoe. What about it? Can I play again, boss? Jermaine Defoe, 5. And that is the best of the bunch.
Here's how you put one past the keeper. He didn't stand a chance. Great pass, great finish. Great big hug and kiss to celebrate. This is Forest Green Rovers v Derby County, where Jonathan Smith shows us how it's done. Poor clearance brings the ball to the feet of Nathan Tyson, who scores quicker than a page 3 model in a nightclub. The focus and control by Everton's Leon Osman is stunning. He takes his time, he brings it home. Beautiful.
Fine hit. Terrific strike. It's only Leon Osman's 4th goal of the season. And just before the interval, Everton breaks.
He celebrates with a gobful of phlegm. Nice.
Players that show genuine skill like this, I mean, they're worth every penny. Unless they really balls things up a week later, and then they might as well just pack up their worthless kit bag and sod off. You know what? Saturdays are special to me. I never get tired of watching talent. And I'm not talking about Britain's Got Talent, all right, Plum? I'm talking about this sort of talent.
This is Mike Hank.
Another poor header gives Sergio Pinto an opportunity that he doesn't miss.
And then sheer determination and goal.
Good work, fella.
The game. 6 played, and that was 1-0 for Pinto. Sergio Pinto, his first goal of the season, and what a beauty it was too.
A great ball leaves Giovanni Dos Santos with all the time he needs to strike it into the top right-hand corner. The keeper didn't stand a chance. Another great opportunity that Berlin's Kazar puts away with ease.
66 played, and that was a strike that shocked everybody. The long ball from keeper Jaroslav Drobny.
Chile v England in an international friendly. I'd love to say it was our boys that knocked one in, but unfortunately it was Salas that taught us a lesson.
Ball from him. What a superb goal! Marcelo Salas adds to his growing reputation.
A quick lob over the keeper's head and he's howled a hero. Come on, piggyback race to celebrate. End to end, the ball doesn't even touch the ground. Keith Gillespie puts one away for Leicester City.
That was brilliantly executed by Keith Gillespie. Real class, real quality then from Gillespie.
Andy Parkinson had scored in both Tranmere's
A
excellent...
superb surge, past the defenders, and it's a goal for Tranmere. 2 words you don't hear together that often.
The goal against West Brom was outstanding, and it set Rovers on the way to a second win in 8 days.
I'm not usually one for weird fetishes, but Shevchenko shows off the sexiest left foot I've ever seen.
Fabulous goal
And finally, Paul Gascoigne shows us how he became a legend.
Found Gascoigne. Oh, terrific. That's the finish.
And Terry Venables shows how delighted he is.
Gascoigne has made it 4-2 and scored his second. In fact, he's had a hand in all four.
You've just received a perfect pass. You carry it down the wing, boom, past the first defender, nutmeg the second defender. The keeper's up his line. The goal's open. This is it. The fame, the glory. Just think what the fans will call you. And then it all goes horribly wrong. The shame, the humiliation. And just think what the fans are going to call you now. Do what you like in your own time. But for those all-important 90 minutes, there is no room for mistakes. Football fans, they're an unforgiving lot. Don't think for 1 minute that the fans of these clips forgot the moment that they witnessed these errors, and just in case, for some reason, they did, let's take a look at them again, eh?
Norwich City's Rob Newman does what anyone should do after this atrocious pass.
Oh dear, what a mistake. That might give it. Cantona, is he in? He is, that's it. Surely now, an awful
He hangs his head in shame.
Rob Newman and Eric Cantona has punished Norwich City and perhaps taken Manchester United into the last 16 of the FA Cup.
The whole thing is messier than Jordan's love life. All it takes is one guy to hesitate and another guy moves in and scores. A bit like Jordan's love life.
Thompson dithering, and Grayson has made him pay for it. 4 minutes from time, it's 2-2. Poor Andy Thompson, who in truth has had a storming game at the back. That's Grayson flicking it on. Now, was Thompson pushed here?
It looks like Michael Owen knocks one in from Rooney, but watch the slow-mo and you'll see it actually comes off Ireland's Chris Bard. Still, England scored. Who cares who scored it, eh? Gareth Barry's arms and legs are all over the place. He totally loses control of the ball and gives it away to Max Moore, who takes full advantage.
Now, was it over the line or not? Campbell wins the first header. Villa had to clear it. Gareth Barry was caught dwelling on the ball. A critical error. And Enkelman was beaten by the lob. Right on the line here, Steve Stone is the player trying to get back goal side at the last.
The definition of clearing the ball away is getting the ball and clearing it away. Swansea's David Romo struggles with that concept. To be successful in anything, you've got to use your head. In Gillingham's Barry Ashby's case, he should have used his head and not used his head.
What a dreadful error by Gillingham, who are behind in the first few minutes. Ashby made a dreadful hash of that.
People have always said that Rochdale's Alan Rundle should have been the face of football. Denmark's Michael Graviard decides to try and get ahead in football and ends up taking a massive step backwards.
There are so many classic footballing mistakes, like pulling a bird who used to be a big brother, or getting caught looking inside parked cars in quiet areas, and Robbie Savage's haircut. But that's just my opinion. The biggest and most memorable mistakes happen on the pitch.
The important thing to remember is, if you're going to make a mistake, try not to look really stupid doing it. Shame no one told this defender. A catastrophe of errors with all fingers pointing at Steve Finnan, whose mistake starts the ball rolling towards his own goal.
And I cannot imagine what those who follow Liverpool on a regular basis are thinking of the defending they're watching this afternoon.
Jermaine Wright can't make up his mind. Decides to control the ball with his chest. No, knee. No, his thigh.
Another awkward moment for Jermaine Wright. Another goal.
And there's the final humiliation.
And the makeshift left-back Jermaine Wright is having a catastrophic day.
A blind pass back to Schmeichel, intercepted by Vialli.
Pallister's back pass here for Vialli, who'll tee up a third one for Petrescu. Surely it's got to be Vialli. It's Chelsea 3, Manchester United 5.
I wonder what he's thinking.
It really is. It was a horrid back pass by Pallister. He just didn't know Vialli was lurking.
And they got the 5 between them, but knocked out Hereford at the last stage.
I bet he's bloody furious.
2 for Armstrong. Now this is Clive Wilson. Could be problems for Wolves here, and there certainly is. Clive Wilson, in the 13th minute, has delivered the first blow of the game. And it all stemmed from that misplaced pass from Andy Thompson. And on this surface, it was a very risky ball. Certainly put Eric Young in distress.
Every now and then, you see a bit of flair on the pitch that makes you sit up and drop that manky hot dog that you bought from the van outside the ground. Yes, they might be flashy buggers with fit birds and fat wallets, but who really cares? As long as they get hold of the ball, they send it in the right direction, stick it in the back of the net, and your boys walk away with a win. Everybody's happy, except the other mob. But who really cares about them? Now, this lot, they're complete show-offs. But they pulled it off. It worked. Credit to them. Nice one, chaps.
When the overhead kick is performed properly, it's ironic that the crowd end up on their feet and the player ends up flat on his backside. Here are some of the legends that have demonstrated their footballing gymnastics to perfection, starting with John Aldridge, back when he was with Tranmere Rovers. Fluorescent shell suits were big in the 80s. Unfortunately for the Tranmere fans, this clip's from the 90s.
25 of the season, goal number 301 in his career, and have there been many better?
More great athleticism from Wycombe Wanderers' Paul McCarthy. Sunderland's Kevin Phillips sets himself up to show West Brom how it's done. For sheer jaw-dropping power, check out this beauty from Paul Ince.
On a spectacular goal by Ince. Magnificent strike.
The crazy gang run rings round Spurs. And it's left to Robbie Earle to flick one into the back of the net.
Remember, no one likes a smart ass. Unless it's the difference between winning and losing. And then they can be as cocky as they like.
England v Belgium, and for once, England does us proud with Shearer finding the back of the net.
And then Shearer! Fabulous goal! And what a start for England! Well, he has proved so many of his critics wrong in the last few weeks. A whole flurry of goals. Well, since Ruud Gullit left Newcastle, 10 in 4 games from Shearer.
A strong throw-in sets up Palace's Chris Armstrong to backflip one past the keeper.
Throw and all the back header and a goal by Armstrong, and Palace have the lead. 33 minutes gone. Chris Armstrong for Crystal Palace. Solako's long throw not really dealt with by the Wolves defence. Dowie there, and I think he got the back header on it, and Armstrong finished it off.
Queen's Park Rangers, known as the R's, and Trevor Sinclair ends up on his after this magnificent goal against Barnsley.
Brilliant! Fantastic goal! Queen's Park Rangers 3, Barnsley 1.
Another great goal from Holland's Huntelaar, and no one looks more surprised it went in than he does.
Equaliser for Huntelaar. They have bounced back. It is 2-2.
Well, they've just scored it in Paul Melbourne, so it's incredible, isn't it? You know, and I guess at this level, this is where you're learning all the time. But...
Finally, Mark Hughes. He loses points on his gymnastic execution, but fair play. He still finds the back of the net.
Open lights for Manchester United. And yet another brilliant goal by Mark Hughes.
OK. There are a couple of football foul-ups that can be forgiven. I mean, it's fair enough that your missus, she can't get her head around the offside rule. We'll let her off. It's complicated. But I'll tell you what isn't complicated. That tall fella with the big hands who stands in front of your goal, that's your goalkeeper. It's his job to stop the ball going into the back of the net, and it's your job to kick the ball past the tall fella with a big hand standing at the other end of the pitch. That's their goalkeeper. I mean, it couldn't be any more simple. So why can't this lot get it right?
Here we go. My top 20 own goals, starting with Kevin Brown. Sometimes, Kevin, it's better to just leave it alone. At 19, Hartlepool's Ian Clark uses his two left feet to find the back of the wrong net. We asked Forest Green Rovers' Wayne Hatswell, what was he thinking? We know what his teammates were thinking, and we're pretty sure we know what the fans were thinking, but Wayne, no idea. At 17, Andy Jordan makes it onto the list by using his head, unfortunately for his own team.
Goal by Andy Jordan, and Bristol Rovers get the dream start in the FA Cup. Walton saved his defenders moments earlier, but they were all at sea, didn't get themselves organised, and what a calamitous start for the home side.
Maybe another upset.
Phil Neville makes the same silly mistake, taking Man United 2-0 down to Aston Villa.
Philip Neville has put it in his own net, and suddenly Villa lead 2-0. Oh, and it was only this week that Sir Alex Ferguson was saying that he thought his defence had finally eliminated those costly individual mistakes at the back. But
check out the keeper's Wolverine impression.
Was he trying to cushion?
At 15, with Wayne Rooney taking the credit, Kuchma keeps his head down. Shame he didn't keep his head down when the free kick was floated in, really.
Goalkeeper caught out, Rooney jumping for it and gets the acclaim. Whether there was a defensive touch in there as well, he's not overjoyed. His presence is certainly...
At 14, Jamie Carragher stumbles his way into scoring an own goal during the 2006 Liverpool-West Ham FA Cup final. Nice.
Jamie Carragher and West Ham have taken the lead. A sudden break. And Jamie Carragher, of all people, was in the wrong place at the right time, as far as West Ham are concerned. Well, look at this ball.
There's nothing like being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and right in front of your own keeper is definitely the wrong place for this fella as he heads it into his own net. At 12, Nathan Doyle was on loan to Bradford from Derby when he does this, a loan that puts him very much in debt. This also wins the award for lamest attempt to get a piggyback. Here we go, good effort. Your go, rubbish. At 11, Michael Essien puts Tottenham in front with this. It'd be a good goal if he was facing the right end.
And Tottenham, in the most bizarre circumstances, are back in front.
Seriously, I mean, there is no bigger sin. It is the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not score an own goal. That's why when it happens, everyone shouts, oh, God, oh. Well, the truth is, I don't. If I see one of my players score an own goal, I tend to shout, you div, what the the matter with you? What are you And I don't even know his mother.
At 10, Estonia put England in front with this effort that confuses everyone.
I'm not sure he's going to claim that one.
Serves them right for beating us in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Are beginning to fall apart here.
At 9, it's 999 for Frankfurt as Marco Russ knocks it past his keeper. Maybe he was distracted by the sound of a lorry reversing in the background. For Plymouth Argyle's Christian Timar, it's a slice of pure humiliation.
And Bristol City get a fortuitous equaliser.
At 7, the keeper needs defence. He gets the chuckle, brothers. Where's the blame going? To you, to me, to you, to me. Hang on, are his sleeves too short or are his arms really, really long? John Arne-Rees also has arm trouble as he deflects the ball into his own net with his big, useless, flapping elbows.
They've equalised, and it's Dave Edwards, and maybe a touch as well off Risa, but Luton Town are back on level terms.
At 5, Joe Yobo should lie low after not letting this go.
Oh, it's an own goal put in by Joseph Yobo, the man who says he owes his career to Standard Liège when they took him on as an 18-year-old, and he has scored for Standard Liège. Sadly for him, it's against Everton.
With 4 minutes left.
At 4, it's a lesson in how not to pass it back to your keeper.
Plays a ball back to Brannigan, only to find that he'd taken a wrong bearing. Unlimited jubilation at the Abbey Stadium.
Find it straight against Dolman.
Once again, a player finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. In this instance, the wrong place was on the pitch.
And Leeds have a 2-0 lead. Howson shot, and Hughes was committed and could only deflect the ball past his goalkeeper, Frank Fielding, who was helpless.
In second place, Argentina's Gabriel Ince decides to not only score an own goal, but take down his keeper in the process. That's Argentinian sign language for, bring me some new clothes, I'm ashamed to be on the pitch wearing the same kit as this bunch of tools.
And it was Nelson Valdez who struck. Astonishing scenes in Buenos Aires.
And at number 1, Liverpool's Traore shows if you're going to mess up, you may as well mess up with a bit of finesse.
Chaplow. Oh, it's an own goal! Jimmy Traore's put through his own net in comic style. Ball flick forward. Chaplow getting round Whitbread. Had 2 options in the centre, but what was Traore thinking of?
There's nothing better than sitting down to watch a decent 90 minutes of football. But a great man once said, football's a game of 2 halves. And he's right. When half your team are playing like crap and the other half are playing even worse, that's when the problems start. But there are 2 men on the pitch who hold the key to a great match. One great save from the keeper will raise the roof of the stadium and hail them lifelong heroes. Ask any real fan about his team. Guaranteed he'll tell you about the time his keeper put in a winning performance. For instance, West Ham fans, they'll remind you that Mervyn Day's the only keeper to have won the PFA Young Player of the Year. Talk to an Ipswich fan, and he'll tell you about how Paul Cooper saved 8 out of 10 penalties in one season. And talk to a Tottenham fan, and it'll be the last time I ever talk to you. Anyway, these are just some of the goalkeeping legends who have earned a position in my Hall of Fame.
Tottenham v Man City, a great shot, a great save by Arnie Harrison twice.
Boer, Elmender, Thomas Sørensen, og mellem benene på Thomas Sørensen. Johan Elmender, kæmpe fejl.
That's a great save. He touched it onto the crossbar. Well done, goalkeeper.
England v Andorra, Euro 2008. Beautiful shot by Defoe, knocks Caldo off his feet, but the ball incredibly stays in play.
A very good save to deny him a hat-trick.
Plymouth Argyle v Watford. Ben Foster on loan from Man United shows how a Premier League keeper does it.
Oh, it's well struck, and Foster makes an important save. Kevin Gallen on loan from Queen's Park Rangers.
Barnsley keeper Luke Steele stops Peter Crouch nodding one in with this heroic leap across the goalmouth.
And Steele at full stretch again.
And again in the same match, turning a great shot wide and denying the Reds the glory.
Look, allowed to come a long way there, the Israeli. And it was a smart stop down at his near post for Steele. No wonder he's berating the men in front of him.
Another great goalkeeping moment, courtesy of Richard Kinson, who deals beautifully with this diving header from Campbell.
Brilliant save by Kingston. Otherwise, that might well have been the cup time. Campbell's header seemed to be heading for the corner, but the goalkeeper had other ideas.
Come on, this is what football's all about. 9 times out of 10, the fans are miserable. The commentators are moaning. And the match highlights, I mean, they're non-existent. But it's that 1 time out of 10 when everything goes right and it changes from just a game to a beautiful game. Who cares which team you follow? Great football is great football. And this is great football.
Another great diving header pushed away by former South East goalie of the year, Steve Mildenhall. After this fierce half volley, Tottenham goalie leaves Tevez upset and disappointed. Apparently he told him he didn't like his hairband.
Instant reaction from the goalkeeper.
Well, that will certainly do his confidence the world of good, Annie. What a save this is.
Everton v Aston Villa. The defenders let the side down, the fans down, and most of all, they let themselves down. Now, go and apologise to Tim Howard for saving the day.
Comes out to Milner. Bit of a flat ball, but give Crew credit. He gambled going near. Just got there ahead of the defender. It's a little flick, and that's a terrific save by Howard.
It should be an easy goal, but this little chip gets him panned by the fans. A great save. Apparently 2 heads are better than 1, but are no match for Brad Friedel's 2 hands.
And it's a Flanagan, what a save by Friedel! Oh, that's incredible. That is incredible. Great ball in from Flanagan. Great knockback for Everson. That's Flanagan, he must be really what he's got to do to score tonight.
And no collection is complete without David Seaman showing why he was the safest hands in football. Sheer genius.
Goodness me, how did that not go in? What a scramble. Pesky Sorado, and it was somehow kept out by Seaman. That is a fantastic save. Don't think that's it. Right on the line, or above it anyway.
So there you go. How to play the beautiful game and how not to play the beautiful game. But we shouldn't be too harsh on them, you know. We all have an off day. I mean, mine was June the 2nd, 1992. You don't want to know what happened, but believe you me, it got messy. Today we've learned some life lessons. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep focused. And if you're going to try something really bloody spectacular, make sure you get it right. Because it's also worth remembering that if you really balls it up, people are watching. And then they'll watch it again, and again, and again. See you later.